Hi guys! We're gonna experiment with a new makeup look today that I've been wanting to try. It might turn out awful, and I'm gonna use you as a mirror, so we're gonna see how this works. And we're doing a full face makeup. I've never done an eye look that goes underneath my eyelid, underneath my eyes before, but I saw this cute, like fall Halloween inspired one that I wanted to try, and so we're gonna give it a shot. So I'm gonna open my bag here, move you back a little bit and lower you just a bit. Grab my brush I dropped. All right, and the palettes I'm gonna be using today are Inner Fire, and I'm gonna be using from it Radiant Bronze, Gold, Hot Clay, maybe Bring It Brown. Yeah, Bring It Brown. And then I'm gonna also use Rustic from my Chroma Fusion palette. I'm gonna pull the Rustic out. It's a new one that I got. My niece just reorganized this for me because she wanted to put it in by colors. She's an artist and she wanted it all laid out perfectly. So I'm gonna pull Rustic out and I'm gonna sit it on this. And we're gonna use that one too, all right? For my lips today, we're gonna do a combination. We are going to do a, we're gonna take the Rich Mahogany Matte Lipstick and this one, what is this? What does that say? I think this is Espresso. And the Espresso. And we're going to use these two. I was going to use my Black Cherry, but I decided that with this look, considering it's focusing on brown, we're going to do that. And I'm going to grab some Sheer Illusion to put on top, just to make it a little shimmery. And let's pull out our primer. Let's pull out our mascara. Let's pull out our foundation. Let's pull out all the brushes, because who knows what I'll need. Do I want to struggle with eyeliner today? Do I? That is the question. I think it'd be cute with eyeliner. I really do. I'm gonna grab this nude lip liner, and you know what? Maybe we will. We'll just grab the eyeliner pen, and we'll use the eyeliner pen instead of the brush. Hopefully I don't screw it up. If I do, I do. I'm not really doing anything today except going and getting my niece and nephews from school. But I wanted to kind of look cute, and my niece is here and she picked out my dress. And so I was like, this is a good day to try this look. And like I said, it's very fall inspired, and I haven't messed with this look before. So if you, I don't know if I can flip you around. This is what we got. This is what we're working with. Okay? And I'll tell you as we go what we're doing. But I haven't done a look like this. I saw this girl. I watch Murder, Mystery, and Makeup on Mondays with Bailey Sarian on YouTube, and she did a look similar to this one that I had seen. I'm missing a brush. I think I can get away with using this one. I don't know where that brush went. I also need a couple of these, but she did a look similar to one I saw, and I looked at her. She had a shop link to see all her different makeups that she used during this Murder, Mystery, and Makeup Monday, and the colors were similar to the ones in this palette, and so I think it's gonna turn out okay. But she does a full eye makeup look that goes underneath, and we're going to try it today. I have like low confidence on that. I've never done that before. I tried once with black, with a black eyeshadow, and then I kind of just looked like a raccoon. That was during my high school black phase, and so we're gonna try it and hope that with the brown it doesn't work. But I am also half blind because I'm gonna take my glasses off to do this. That's the sad thing about doing makeup without glasses on. I am hoping that with the camera and you being as close as you are, that I will be able to see, because I'm gonna be using you as a mirror, as I said, and I will walk you through everything we're gonna do. All right. So first we're gonna start with our Time Wise Antioxidant moisturizer. My skin has been extremely dry lately. I don't know what is going on. So I want to moisturize my face before I put anything else on it, because the other day I did it without moisturizing and everything just flaked off. And it didn't matter that I had primer on. My skin was just so dry that it was just coming off. So I'm gonna put this on. I love this one. It goes on nice and smooth. And then I'm gonna grab our Mary Kay foundation primer, this little tube. I grabbed this to test it out a few months ago because I hadn't ever used it before, and it's been a game changer. My makeup lasts way longer with it on. So I'm gonna squirt some of that on, and you should not use your fingers to do this, but me personally, I have found that I can get this all over my face because it's clear, so it's hard for me to see without my glasses. So I use my fingers to do it because I can feel where it's at. Where foundation, it's enough of a color shift that I can tell where it's at when I use the beauty blender, but with primer, with it being a clear, I can't tell. Okay. And then we are going to grab our foundation. Yes, I need a new beauty blender. I will get some. I usually buy them in packs of 12. I'm down to 2 and they're really dirty. I tried to clean them the other day. It did not work. If you have any idea how to clean a beauty blender, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to go buy a brand new pack because I'm starting to think that they're not meant to be cleaned. Just so you know. And this foundation is the Time Wise Matte and Ivy. I think it's matte. No, it could be luminous. I see an L, I think. So I think it's the luminous one. It's Ivory 110, which is actually a shade lighter than what I need, but I picked up the wrong one, and I'm not gonna lie, for fall it works, okay? Like, the reason why it's a shade too light is I have more yellow pigment in my skin than peach or white pigment, and so I put this on, it tends to make me look a lot lighter than I really am. But with the makeup and the contouring and the blush, you usually can't tell too much. I don't have any CC cream, so we're not using that today, but if I did, I'd be putting it on too. The girl I've been watching that does makeup, she does her CC cream after her foundation and then blends it in. I'm not actually sure if it's supposed to go after or before. I will eventually get some and we'll mess with it because the only CC cream I've ever used was an under eye corrector. And I think I put it on under my foundation and I don't know if I'm supposed to. Make sure there's no lines. We look pretty good. And then I'm going to do some contouring. I didn't mention this before, but I'm going to use Latte and Honey Glaze, I think is what it's called, for my contouring. And I'm going to go with kind of dramatic Barbie themed contour. I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the few I know how to do, okay? I was learning them on TikTok, and then TikTok got depressive and it was all about these cats who were dying, and then it made me sad and my anxiety got bad, and I was like, yo, I have to quit this. And so I left TikTok. It was a whole long thing. So I haven't seen any videos about contouring because the girl that I follow, she does some contouring. She does contouring on her cheeks and her jaw, but she doesn't do contouring up here. And so I'm just gonna stick with the one that I know how to do. So forgive me for that. So we're gonna take a Latte and we're gonna do a line here, and a line here, and a line here. And then we're gonna do a line down the side of my nose here, and a line down the side of my nose here. We're also gonna do it on our cheekbone going down. And then I think I'm gonna try to contour my jaw a little bit. I've never have, but I think I'm gonna try. We'll see how well it works out. Okay. And then we're gonna take our highlighter and we go down the middle of our nose and we go by each of these to create a shadow effect, basically. And then under here, a little here. And I like to put some here and here. None of it goes on the jaw, okay? What I used to do in high school, and I'm gonna do it to show you, but you're not gonna see it because of the eye makeup I'm doing. I used to put a little highlighter right inside here. I had a much brighter highlighter than this. It was from Tarte, T-A-R-T-E, and it was like super bright. But that was back in the 90s where everything was either super dark or super bold, so, well, early 2000s. So that's that, and then I'm gonna put the peach. I think with our look, we're gonna go with a peach blush. I could go with a rose, which is a little darker, but I don't wanna put too much darkness on my cheeks, so we're gonna do our peach blush, and I'm just gonna mix it in with the contour on my cheeks, okay? If you're new to makeup, something that my mom taught me when I was younger is if you suck in, you can tell exactly where your cheekbone is. And you always brush up along your cheekbone. Okay, and then I have been doing this for a few weeks now and I like it. I'm gonna put a little blush on the tip of my nose. It just kind of gives it like a sun-kissed look. And then I'm gonna use the same brush that has a little bit of blush on it, and I'm going to go in and blend all my contour and highlighter, following the lines, all right? Because the contour is there for definition, and so I'm using it and I'm following the lines to strengthen that contrast. I almost dipped it back in blush, but I don't need it back in blush. I can't tell if that jaw contour did anything for me. I'm gonna be honest. I might need to practice it a little bit more. So then I'm gonna shut my Chroma Fusion palette, and we're gonna move on to the eyes. And I'm gonna move you closer so that I can see much better, okay? Whee, you're shaking, I'm sorry. Tilt you up. See, I don't know if that did anything. I also think that it's blended on this side. Maybe I just put more in there. It looks like more of a shadow on that side. All right, I think we're good. All right, so we're gonna start with a matte base, all right? And I'm gonna use this brush. And so my matte base is gonna be these, I'm gonna do lighter to dark is what I'm gonna do. And it's gonna be, oh my God. Here, I can't read right now, but it's this one and this one. Clay and something else, all right? They're the matte ones in the Inner Fire palette. And so I'm gonna go lighter to dark or dark to light. Let's go dark to light. And so I'm gonna take the darker brown. It's called brown something, I know that. And I'm going to just I'm gonna go about halfway across my eyelid, and then I'm gonna try to go underneath, also halfway. See, it's this inside part that I'm concerned about. I'm like getting it on my nose. The same thing on this side. Halfway across. And a little underneath. Also halfway. And then I'm gonna take the clay and do the other half. And finish pulling it around and under. She goes pretty far out on her eyes. She goes like all the way out to here. I really don't know how that would make me feel, so we're gonna keep it relatively close to the eyeball. And the look that I saw that I'm basing this off of, that she also looked like she might have based hers off of, I don't know, also went pretty far out. Like, it went out to like here, but I'm not into that bold of makeup. So we're gonna start with this, and then we're going to blend that, and we're going to use this brush. This is a more complicated look that I don't usually do, like I said, but I'm going to try my hardest here. Blend it all in. Okay, and then we're gonna go over the top, and we are going to put this one on the darker part and this one on the lighter part, okay? We're gonna put rustic, because I lied. We're gonna put rustic on the darker part and this one on the lighter part, and then that's gonna go in the middle to help blend. So first we're gonna start with rustic, which is a brown shimmer from our Chroma Fusion line, and I'm gonna pop it on top of the dark part. Again, going about halfway across. And then under. And then I'm going to put my rustic away back in my palette, my customizable palette. And then I'm gonna go in with that orange I showed you on the lighter part of my eye. Same brush, it's not gonna hurt anything. I really like this orange color. I did an orange and gold look the other day, and it felt like a fall leaf. Like, it looked so pretty. And then I'm gonna take that gold, okay? I'm gonna take this gold, and I'm gonna put it in the middle. Just a little, right here in the middle. Okay? I'm gonna do it underneath too. We're using it as kind of like a highlight, like where your glare line would be. And then we're gonna blend it all out. Same brush. See, whenever I do these, I always feel like I look too dead almost. Like my eyes look like they sink in. But I do like the look. Okay. Now, we're gonna take this, because I just smeared part of that, and use that foundation that's left over to clear that up. Now, we're going to attempt our eyeliner. This terrifies me. It terrifies me so much. I suck at eyeliner. I got it. Deep breath, Ashley. No. We're gonna try to do this underneath our glasses, because I have absolutely, nope, that's not gonna work either. I have no faith that I'm gonna get this on right, so forgive me. Ow, did it go on? Can you guys see it? Because I can't. I only do top eyeliner. I never do my bottom eyeliner. I'm terrified to do my bottom eyeliner. I hope you can see that. I can't. And I poked my eyeball. I've really got to learn this eyeliner thing. I've heard that, and I've seen some things that you can get that are like guides to help you. And I might need to invest in one of those. Ow, I did it again. I can see that one, but I can't see this one. I also don't want to put like too much on. Alright, we're gonna call it good, okay? Because now I can see this one and not that one. Let's hope the mascara makes everything come together, okay? That is our pen, by the way. I have two different ones. I actually like the other one better, but I decided to mess around with the pen today. I'm gonna use Great Heights mascara. This is my new favorite. I was using Lash Intensity, but I like this one more. And it's recommended that you put 3 coats on. Just so you know, when you do your mascara, Mary Kay recommends 3 coats. I like how this brush is shaped. It really helps kind of curl your eyelashes without that weird thing that looks like a torture device. And then I blink because the excess will go onto my bottom lashes. That's why I put more on the top than the 3 coats. I can't do the bottom lashes of my eyes to save my life. I've tried. I can't see them. All right, now we're gonna put this on and see how horribly I did. I'm gonna move back because I can't see from the glare. Honestly, not too bad, but I see that. You know, it's not that bad. Not my favorite, but not that bad. So now we're gonna move on to lips. And we're gonna start with, not that. That was eyeliner. We're gonna start with waterproof lip liner, and this is Beige Nude. And I'm gonna use it as a base. So I'm actually gonna put it all over my lips, not just on my lines. Start at your Cupid bow, make an X. Because that shows you your diameters that you need, and then follow down from that line. If you want a fuller lip, you go past your bottom lip line. If you want a smaller lip, you stay right on your lip line. And like I said, I'm going to use this as a base because I drink a lot of coffee and stuff, and waterproof base is great. All right, now I'm gonna go on with this one that we talked about. It is the Mahogany matte lipstick. Today is all about layers, guys. And then Espresso matte lipstick. We'll clean that up with a towel in a minute. And then we're gonna go on with our Sheer Illusion, which will just add some glitter. My Sheer Illusion brush is no longer clear because I always use it as a topper. This is actually a lip gloss. And then I'm gonna take this piece of paper that says Thankful Pumpkin because I forgot a thing, and we're gonna kiss it. And there we go. See, that's our fall look. It's done. I don't know how I feel about the completely around the eye look. Let me know what you guys think. Bonus points if you try it yourself and then post a picture of you trying the look in your comments. It doesn't even have to be these colors. I just want to know what you guys think about the whole eye instead of just the top part of the eye. All right, guys, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later. Oh, and don't forget, today is the last day that if you place an order that's $25 or more, you get a free Mint Bliss and fuzzy sock bundle. Okay, they are regular 12 bucks, I believe. And so you get it for free if you place an order of $25 or more. Plus, if you hit $50 or more, you also get a satin lips that I'm adding on it, the balm. All right, guys? So today only, it's the last day. So get on that if you want it. Otherwise, I mean, you can just buy it by itself, but they go fast. Like, I'm assuming that these are going to be gone before the middle of October. There has not been a single year yet where I've been with Mary Kay that we have had these in stock into November. All right, so everyone wants them for gifts. They make great teachers gifts and everything. So I'll see you guys. Have a great day. Bye.